So we're back. Hopefully you were able to get stuff made from the last time that I showed you. Your object should look something like this, right? So you've got legs attached to the body seam has been smoothed, you've got arms, the head is attached, and it looks something like this. Now, mine has like a little bit of too much flatness on the back, so we're going to spend a little bit of time just getting one fingertip wet, that's all, and smoothing out the surface of this just a little bit. So I'm pushing down somewhat, and I'm trying to smooth it out. But when I get to the legs, I have to push a little more gently so I don't break them off. Okay? And we're not going to spend too much time doing this. If you have a smooth rib, you can smooth with that. The clay should be pretty hard. If yours is still smushing around a lot, it's probably too wet for this step, and you should either let it sit out and keep an eye on it, or wrap it back up and let it dry just a little bit more slowly. Okay? Now, this is just like a body shape though, so what we want to do next is go ahead and add some clothing. Okay, so what we're going to do is hopefully have just a tiny amount of clay left. I'm going to roll some of this clay between my hands, roll it on the table, and we're just going to make a really thin coil here. Now, if you happen to have one of these tools with the teeth on it, you can use that. If you don't have that, you can also use this. Try and keep up. I've scratched the surface where I'm going to attach that coil. And then, because this piece is so dry and this piece is wet, I can just put it right on there. And I'm gently pushing it as I go around. This is going to become the waistline of this person's shorts. A little cold out for shorts today, but we'll think spring. So right now that looks more like a belt. You could leave it like that if you wanted to, or you can smooth that down. Well, my person's got pants on. But the pants go all the way down to the bottom of the feet. So I want to stop them here and here. So I'm going to roll another small coil. I'll cut it in half, and then I'll do the same technique I did here to put legs on, or the bottom of the pants on the legs, rather. And I think I'm going to make this person have overalls. I kind of like that idea. Okay, it still looks though like my person doesn't have a shirt on, and so what I need to do is go ahead and first make the neck. So I'm just using the wooden knife to kind of carve that line around. And then I'll leave the bottom edge of that line alone, but I'll smooth the top edge into the head. So now I have a neck on my shirt, and then I'll do 2 small coils for the rings of the sleeves. Before I do that though, I'm going to score those areas on the arm. If your coil's getting too dry here, try and put a drop of water on the table. And that should help make it so it doesn't break apart. And you can make a really thin coil. All right, now you can do some fun things like if you want to add hair, you could do that. I'm going to give this guy a funny haircut just on the top of his head. And I'm going to use the point of this wooden knife to kind of create the spikes for that haircut. So I did that by pressing the tip of that knife in and then sliding it down and out, and then blending the clay below, trying not to touch the clay on top. Then I'm going to give this a really simple face. I'm just using the back of this thing, it's wet. I'm going to push down for one eye. Push down for the second eye, smooth out the edges just a little bit, and then I'm going to give it a big goofy grin just by dragging that back of the wooden knife across. And if you don't have one of these, you could use a popsicle stick too. And this guy's done. We'll dry it out and put some glaze on it later and we'll be all finished, but you can start on another project if you want. Wait, sorry. There's one more step. I almost forgot. We need to put a little hole in the back of this so that we can hang it on the wall. So, let's see. Maybe you have a knife at home. Not a sharp one, but a dull knife, like a butter knife would work. Or you could ask a parent for help. Aha, even better. We need to poke a hole in the back of this. So we'll poke, twist this pencil in.
Okay, and then you want to smooth that out. So it should look something like that when you're done.
The idea is you can take a screw like this, screw it into the wall. We'll pretend my hand is the wall. And then the head of the screw will fit in the big hole, and then the piece will hang on the little hole. Okay? Don't try and hang it until it's fired though. Make sure it's smooth back there. You don't want any sharp edges. And then also, make sure that you sign your work. So write your name on here someplace.